G'day everybody, how's it going? I've been to the markets. Before I start walking, I just want to show you something. You see those street lights there? See the ones on the right hand side? You can see that they go down. I mean, that's a straight road, it's flat pretty much, and as you go along there on the right hand side, those street lamps start getting lower. Right? The reason is because of perspective. That's why. And I mean, as you come here and they get higher, then higher, then higher, then higher, then you'll have a street lamp there above you, then there'll be one there, and they'll start going down, down, down the other way if you had a straight flat road, which you could see all the way. That's just how it works, our perspective. You can watch an aeroplane coming across the sky from over there, right? It'll come across, it'll go across and up on an angle like that from the horizon, from down like in the tree line. It'll come across and up like that, up to there, and when it gets to you right there above you, it'll start going down. And it'll go down, 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 down. Now you know that aeroplanes are flying flat. If you've ever been in an aeroplane, they fly flat, dead flat. I mean, people have been on aeroplanes, literally, and they go on the aeroplane and they put a... Sorry, excuse me 1 second, I'm in all this traffic. There we go! They go on a airplane and they take with them a level. There's videos of people that have done it, and they just strap the level to the seat, to the armrest. And then they make sure it's level when they're on the ground. They're in the aeroplane, flat, level. And then excuse me. Then the plane takes off. You see the bubble go, whoop, then it levels back out again when they reach altitude. Whatever it is, 30,000 feet. And then that bubble, they've got their mobile phone and they're just videoing it. And they keep that phone on that bubble and the plane flies flat. Dead flat, dead level. They go. Now people try and tell me, no, the plane doesn't have to dip their nose over the curve of the earth. How do you figure that? If you're flying on a ball and you're flying straight, flat and level at 30,000, 35,000 feet, you're telling me you don't have to go around the curve of the ball. You just fly straight and flat and level, and you're going to get around that curve, are you? Because I'll tell you right now, if you think that, I think maybe you need to have another look into it. A couple of people told me that. No. You have to drop the nose. It's as simple as that. I mean, if you've got a jet fighter plane flying at, 1,000 miles an hour, whatever it might be, over the ocean. Hello. I'll get one slice of bread, Pally Hog. I just got to make sure I got change. Hold on. Yeah, it's all good. They fly those jets, and they might be 10 metres off the water, and they're flying at 1,000 miles per hour. Do you realise that if that water is curved, they have to dip the nose every few, at least every, I can't give you the exact number, so I'm not going to make up a number, but it's so often, it's ridiculous. They'll just be forever constantly dropping the nose of the plane because they're going that fast. Because at 1,000 miles an hour, people don't realise that there's curvature, they tell us, 8 inches per mile squared. So at 10 miles, there's 66 feet of curvature. Like a ship apparently goes over the curve at the 3 mile mark. At the 10 mile mark, the bottom of that hull, you can see it, like people make videos and they go, look, it's disappearing hull first. But I just showed you, like with the light poles, perspective makes things disappear to the point of convergence, which is the horizon, which is at 3 miles. Everything converges. So if you've got a straight set of railway tracks, flat, parallel railway tracks, and you look down those railway tracks, and you're looking down and like maybe you can see, you know, a mile. Maybe you can see a bit more. But by that time, as far as you can see, those railway tracks appear to come together. They're not coming together, they're straight and parallel all the way. That's what perspective does, to the point of convergence, which is the horizon. It's called perspective. That's what artists use when they draw. They draw and they use perspective to get things in perspective so that the pictures look real. Like, have you ever tried drawing like things and you know this looks not 3D? It's because, you know, we haven't learnt how to draw and use the lines of perspective. So it's the same exact same thing as the sun. As I shared the other morning, when I was walking along here, I'll turn this around. Right, it's hard to see the sun probably, but the sun is right there. It's very, very bright. So as I walk along here, the closer I get to the sun, which is over Australia pretty much right now, and the closer I get to it, the higher up I'm going to be looking, because it's going to be like, if I travelled at, you know, 2,000 plus miles an hour in the direction towards Australia there, because Australia is straight ahead there from me. If I travel at 2,000 miles an hour, I'm going to get to Australia, you know, in whatever, 10 minutes or I don't know. But I'm going to be looking at the sun, and the sun's going to be there, and then the sun's going to be above me. Right? So it's the same thing I was saying yesterday. The sun is above you in Australia at 12 o'clock. From here, when I'm looking at the sun in Australia at 12 o'clock, it's 10 a.m. or maybe it's like 9 a.m. depending on if it's daylight saving. But that sun, and you can see, like, I mean, you can see the angle quite easily here, from here. I mean, I'm just going to take a guess. I'm going to put my stuff down. I'm going to take a guess. But yesterday or the day before when I made a video of it, you could see the light ray of the sun. There was a light ray, and the ray was just coming down like that. And I mean, it's basically a 45-degree angle there. As I said, give or take, it might be 35, 40, depending on like how high it is and where it is. But between us, if there's like 2 hours time difference, the sun comes across the sky at 15 degrees per hour, right? So from where it's come over from Australia, it's come 30 degrees. And like I say, it doesn't really matter. It does not matter at all if it's 30 or 40 or 45 degrees. You can see that it's one of those things there. It doesn't matter because the distance from here to Australia is about 4,700. Is it kilometres or miles? I got it wrong yesterday as well. Kilometres, I'm pretty sure it's kilometres. 4,700 kilometres. So from here to Australia, where the sun is directly above, at one part of or another of Australia, right on the other side of Australia right now, because it's not quite like 10 o'clock here, but the sun will be above you. That distance, 5,000 kilometres, let's call it, miles or kilometres, doesn't even matter. That's such an insignificant number compared to the sun there in Australia is above you, apparently 93 million miles. That's how high it is, they tell us, out in deep space. And like, so for that distance here to be 5,000, and that distance there, now there's 5,000, if I say that's my arm and it's touching Australia, that's 5,000. If I put it up there like that, it's going to only add, you know, not even like 10,000 kilometres to that length. Do you get it? Because of the angle. You can figure the angle, 90 degrees there, the angle inside there is like 55 or whatever it might be, 45, because it's 45 degree angle. You can figure out the angle to here, and then you can figure out the distance of that. And it can't be that it's there to here to Australia 5,000 and to there is like, you know, 8,000 or whatever it is. I haven't done the math on it right in my head. I can't do it. It's Pythagoras. But, and the angles are all there. I'll go home and do it. If anyone wants to see it, I'll draw it on a bit of paper so you can get it. Because there's no way this light like here to there can be more than like, you know, 8,000 or whatever it is kilometres. But they're saying that's 93 million miles. Look at the height of it above the earth there. When it comes across here, it's going to be directly above me. And in Australia, you're going to look across and see it at an angle there, and you're going to go, right, that's directly above the Philippines, just there. How can you fit 93 million miles into that little distance there? You can't. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. It just doesn't work. And everyone will go, okay, but what about there's like the curve of the earth? Just imagine you just chop that bit of there's a curved mound of dirt there, and you just were there, and there's Australia. It's like down there a little bit over this curve, you know what I mean? So maybe down there, whatever. Okay, then that changes the angle over in Australia of the sun being 90 degrees. Well, okay, just change the time a couple of hours and figure out where 90 degrees is. It's going to be there like that. And then that just makes this angle, that length, a bit longer. Not much. Do you understand that? I mean, it is local. The sun is local. We've been lied to. We've been brainwashed, indoctrinated at school, every single one of us, by the Luciferian Satan. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. The Rockefellers created the education system. The Rothschilds own all the banking. They make the money for free. They control everything. They have done for thousands of years. They're the Jews that Jesus called them Jews, but they're not, he said. They're of the synagogue of Satan. That's the same Jews. They haven't lost control. They never lost control. And they operate in secret sects and societies. And like, that's why they're in the secret sects and the societies, because they bring people in like Freemasonry, right? And that is the basis for 33 levels of testing. You know, most people that don't get past level 3 in there, because if they give you the test that you've got to do at the end of like, you know, however long you have to go through it, or if you pay to move up in their whole setup, when you get to go to the next degree, you've got to pass the test. And the first test is going to have certain things, and then, hey bro, burn, oh my butt, it's very bony. So they've got tests, and if you don't have what it takes, and I mean that means like if you're not showing signs of like the things that they need people to be a certain type of person. You know, you might pass the first test, you'll pass the second test, but then on the third test, if you've got to make a choice, you know, and they ask in the test, you know, what are you going to do? Are you going to kill that cat, or are you going to swerve and, you know, miss it, but you might have an accident because there's oil on the road on the other side of the cat, or you just kill the cat? And okay, that's not that bad, but that tells them that, you know, that you're willing to like kill something. Then the next degree you've got to do more and more and more. I don't know like the levels of the actual tests and the degrees, but by the time you get to the level 33, you're Illuminati, and that's where they figure out who they're actually serving, which is like Satan. So they created the education system, and they're indoctrinating everyone in that education system from hundreds of years ago. All the big pharma, they took control of all the pharma. Go and research it, go and look it up if you don't believe it. You think like, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Yeah, you want to drop me here, Vern? Yeah, I'll stop here, bro, if you want. It's alright. Thanks, bro. Salamat. So like it's no conspiracy theory, they created them. The education systems, the universities, some of them were created by the Catholics. I mean, that's all, they're all like what's his name? Comedian said it's a big club and you ain't in it, we ain't in it. So they recruit from the universities. So you've got Club of Rome, and you've got Knights of Malta, Secret Six, Skull and Bones, that are operating. Some of those, as I said, are in universities. You know, like, I mean, in Australia we don't have that much of the same culture as that there's like Alpha and Beta and like all these groups like that are in universities that you can join, you know what I mean? I don't know, I didn't go to university, but anyway, it's not something that, like, when I was growing up, it was in all the movies, you know, but there's nothing like, you never heard of anything like that in Australia at all. And so, like, they have those, and they recruit the smartest of the smart, and yeah, like, that's where you get presidents and things like that, you know. The Bush family, they're all part of Skull and Bones. You know, if you don't believe it, just go and watch some interviews. You can, like, they talk about it. So the other secret sect is called Bilderberg Group, and they meet once a year, and that's where like all these billionaires come together and they discuss their plans. The dudes from the World Economic Forum, from the United Nations, from the Trilateral Commission, morning bro, from the Trilateral Commission, from the, you know, all those sects and secret societies, and, you know, the Committee of 300, the most powerful men and women, mostly men though, when you get to certain events like, I believe the Bilderberg Group, it's only men. You can correct me if I'm wrong, and they plan out the demise of mankind, and it's out there because they don't care. They put it out there. They tell us what they're going to do. They put it out there. Because like now, like they just, it's right in your face, you know. all of Hollywood. And this is the thing, like, people are still voting. Mate, I figured it out when I was like 12 or 13 years old. You can ask my family, like, I never voted. And I told my dad early on, like, what are you still voting for? You vote for that side, and then Liberal or whatever, and then they promise like they're going to do the world and clean this up and, you know, fix the roads and blah, 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 blah. Then what they do when they get in is none of that. They undo everything that the other light Labor has already done and dismantle what they were doing, and then don't do what they say they're going to do. They just get all the... It's corrupt. If I could go and explain the whole thing, but how they do it.
Where you are a vlogger right now?
Well, I'm vlogging, yeah.
But what content you're vlogging?
It's all about like the flat Earth and politics stuff, like and Lucifer and Satanists trying to take over the world.
Yeah, man.
All that sort of stuff.
Can you see? Oh.
You want to be on the video? This is Ariel, my amigo.
Welcome to the vlog of my friend.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So just like talking right now about how there's secret sects and secret societies that these Luciferians that they go to, where they're planning the demise and to kill everybody in the world, the genocide of the world. And many people don't know, bro. They don't understand. You know, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers.
Yeah.
The elite oligarchy.
All the children right now is just so crazy. Now the child, yeah.
They're just killing people, bro. They made all the wars. They created the world wars. So then they send us off to war to kill each other. They create division, divide and conquer. That's what they're doing again, bro. They're just about to do it now. It's like going to go crazy soon, bro. America with all what's happening with Israel and then Iran and Palestine all over there. It's just like it's about to go very hectic again, bro.
Yeah.
In the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, the next few years, bro. So yeah. You can have a look if you read it. It's on my post.
I can see your vlog.
You can see it, bro. Alright, mate. Bless you, bro. So, like, that's where they are planning all the stuff that they do. That's why they're in what's called lockstep. I mean, they created the term lockstep. And you can see that if you look at, and you can, you know, just search it on Facebook or whatever, on YouTube. You can probably search lockstep, and then people have made videos, and you see the video. And it's one, because they control the media. All the media basically is controlled. You know, the big social media networks and all the major corporations and all the tech, big tech, excuse me, big tech and like everything like that, they're all controlled. Called controlled opposition, because that's what they are. They're opposition, controlled opposition. So people go into, like, when I tell you about stuff, like maybe, you know, how can you have a gaseous atmosphere next to a void of a vacuum of space without a barrier, and have a pressurized system without a barrier, because all gas needs to be in a container. You've got your aerosols, and then you've got your bigger, like, gas bottles. So the bottle has to be there, or the gas just goes into the atmosphere. It's the same thing. Like, the actual atmosphere is not going to stay pressurized if there's nothing covering it. What do you think they tell? Like, we went to the moon supposedly. Absolute rubbish. Like, you know, you go and have a look at that now, and like, if you can't see that that's a lie, there's something wrong, mate. You know, you're just like so indoctrinated. It's not funny, because like I said, there's just so many things. You have to look into it, and there's like 100 things more. You'll find hundreds of things. So like, each part of the biblical cosmology, Hebrew biblical cosmology, you'll find so many things that literally are not science. They're not observable, they're not measurable, they're not repeatable. That's science, Theoretical science, as I've discussed, is just drivel. It's lies. It's lies to back up other lies. And it's just not fact. It's just theoretical. Right. Hey, bro. And so if you're going to believe theoretical over literal actual science, there's something wrong with you again. Because we can prove that there's no curvature. We can use lasers now. They've got a story of hi. Got a story of what's his name? Sosthenes, or I can't think of his name, but I think something like that. Been a while. Good morning. Buy banana, Daddy. Yeah, mini banana. You happy? Wow. Yes. Not Sosthenes. That's a guy out of the Bible. Very interesting character. If you haven't, you don't know who Sosthenes is. It's a type of Jesus. They measured the curvature of the earth and that with sticks back in long time ago, 1,000 years plus or whatever it was. I don't know, I can't remember. Like I said, there's so much information in my head, it's just ridiculous. After 55 years, and I've reformatted a few times, get rid of all heaps of information, just let it go. But 2 sticks, they measured and proved that the Earth's curved, and how big they measured the circumference of the Earth. Absolute rubbish. Totally easily proven to be lies. I mean, how are they going to do this measurement back thousands of years ago? They didn't have mobile phones. Couldn't just call each other. Go, right, what's the angle of the shadow of there now? Oh, how long is it? What's the length of the shadow on the stick? Oh, it's how do they communicate that with each other? It's holes in it everywhere. Anyway, I've been going for 28 minutes. I'm just going to cut this short, end it, but there's probably some things that I just start talking about and I go on to another thing and on to another thing. But can I help you, ma'am? Yes? Oh, your finger? Oh my God. Ruby banged her finger yesterday. I don't know. I prayed, honestly. Have you ever had a banged finger? Have you ever had a smack on the finger with a hammer or something? Have a go at her finger there. It's red as. And she slept. I mean, she was crying at first for how long, Cherry? 7 minutes, 10 minutes or something? Yeah, like that. And I was praying, and then she fell asleep. I have literally had my thumb like that, and it was just throb, boom, boom. There was no way I was sleeping. I took 6 Panadeine Forte and 7 paracetamol. Nearly overdosed. I nearly overdosed on the paracetamol, But yeah, it's a miracle she got to sleep. Honest to God. Because she wouldn't. I said, I was ready. I was ready to get on my bike. I said, I'm going to go get you some medicine. Wow. Lanzones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom, open it now.
I was going to go and buy some ibuprofen like liquid for her because I thought, what are we going to do?
Mom,
But then I just, like I said, I prayed and thank you, Jesus, thank God. She went to sleep, man. She fell asleep. What do you want? Orange? A mandarin?
No.
No. Okay.
What you want?
Anyway, praise God. I don't know if you're like a believer, but once you look into all this stuff and you realise what's going on, it's hard not to like go, whoa, look what's happening in Israel and like all this stuff, all these Bible prophecies being fulfilled, which is like the chances of that happening are like zero, man. Like it's just not gonna happen. So many of them have been fulfilled and are being fulfilled, right now. So like I shared the reason being for it, the flat earth, is because Satan wants to deceive as many people as he can. And so if he can make out that the Bible is a fable, it's a fairy tale, which is what these people say, whether they're atheists, call them atheists, like they're atheists, they say, oh, you believe in a fairy tale. But the thing is, like, and you have a sky daddy, and they mock you, The thing is, though, that it's the exact opposite, and provably so. Like, nothing exploded. How did that happen? That's faith-based religion there, right there. You've got a faith-based religion. Then, life came from non-life, and then it evolved. That's a religion, faith-based, without evidence. Whereas, like, faith in God, you get the evidence. That's what faith literally is. Substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. If you don't get the evidence, if I never got no evidence, do you think I'm going to keep on banging on about it? You think I am, like, stupid? I'd just be living my life and, doing all the drugs and sex and whatever else, like, till I died, like people do. We don't want to believe that because you're going to have to change your life. It means you've got to turn your life around. If you know that's the truth. And that's the truth about it, really. Like, people don't want to leave the life that they've got and surrender their life, which you've got to do. You've got to turn your will and your life over to the care of God, as you understand, basically, which is like a 12-step program thing. And that's a starting point. But you've got to, like, give your life to Jesus. You've got to, like, die to this world to be born again in your spirit. Your spirit comes alive, back to how it was before Adam and Eve sinned. And God said, if you sin, you'll surely die. And they sinned. They ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They died. Physically, they stayed alive. Died spiritually, separated from God. So real a separation that everyone's born spiritually dead, and we all don't know where's God. That's why, no one can tell you. You need a personal encounter with God for yourself. Personal revelation, personal experience that He proves Himself to be real to you. But you got to, like, hear what I'm saying, and you got to go, and you got to start seeking answers. You got to ask questions. Why are we here? Why am I here? What's the point of it all? Blah blah blah. You got to draw near to Him, and He'll draw near to you. It's as simple as that. And you'll get the answers, mate. That's what people would tell me, like, oh, I read the Bible. I'm like, okay. I don't know how you can possibly read it if you're asking God and seeking, to know and find the truth. Because if, you seek, you will find. That's a promise. So people are they're just reading it, but they're not, like, seeking to know the truth. They're just reading it like a book. history book. And basically that's got a lot of history and all that in it, but it's more than that.
A coffee?
And yeah, so then you realise, that the devil is real. When you have connection to God, the first thing you're going to know after that, the next thing you're going to realise is Satan is real. I mean, not maybe everyone, but that's the. I called out to God. If you're real, I'll give you my whole life. Meant it from my heart. Thought I don't want to make another decision again. I'm dying to this world. I'm giving you my whole life. If you're real, I was born again on the spot. All I could say was whoa, 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 mind blown, totally mind blown. God's real, without a doubt. Like, it's 28 years ago, I'm still talking about it. So something happened, and that's the thing. No one can take away your testimony. Like, you'll get a testimony, and that's all you need. You don't, nothing else. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Oh, you just think he's real. You just believe that, but okay, you don't know. When you say like you can know the truth, and the truth will make you free, and you go, no, you don't know. Yeah, I know. No, you don't. Oh, okay, man. And so once you know the truth, it'll set you free. It'll make you free. And like everything will come, like Satan will come. There's no doubt about it. He's going to come. And you have to turn to God, resist the devil, and he'll flee. You got to keep overcoming. You got to keep, drawing near to God. Because like it is real. It's a spiritual battle. Oh man, I'm feeling a bit tired. I've been up since 4 a.m. and I'm getting on. I'm getting old. So yeah, once you realise that this world is controlled by Satan, and it's pretty obvious, like I said, you can see it everywhere now. You got to make a decision. Who will you serve? God or the devil or mammon? Money. The love of money is the root of all evil. Not money itself. The love of money is the root of all evil. And like that's why these people like sold their souls to the devil. You sell your soul, Jesus said. What's the profit of man if he sells his soul and gains the whole world? You lose your soul. You're going to hell unless you repent and turn around. Some of these people, you can repent, I believe, from that stage. You're not totally gone until you're dead, but you sell your soul to the devil, and like you gain the world, wealth, power, and that's what these people have done. Everyone in Hollywood, everyone in like the music industry that's like famous in the music industry. That's why you've got one-hit wonders, because they signed an agreement